I'm Sean Thompson Duffy. I come from more of like a culinary background, savory, not much of a baking background. Whenever I was coming up in like the culinary world, like the chef world, I started seeing like in-house baking, bread programs and whatnot, and that really sparked my interest in bread. I started off, just making a loaf of bread, and it just blew my mind. And then you go through your cycle of like using less white flour, taking out the commercial yeast, naturally leavening, do your starter, and then there's another evolution of, wow, there's actually freshly milled flour out there. Working with that, because it's a whole different beast, you really have to learn how to do it. The flavor on that is just incomparable to anything. You have to have a mill. You have to bake bread with freshly milled flour. It's non-negotiable in my mind. Whenever you're talking about stone milling, I had an Osti-Roller stone mill, which is from Austria. They're made of composite stones. So these are natural granite stones, and these are far more superior in my opinion. New American Stone Mills, Andrew started building these things in Elmore Mountain Bread, and this is Vermont granite. There's 2 stones in here, and they're from a Vermont quarry. They're 750 pounds a piece. This is it's called the bed stone, and then the runner stone's up here. So the bed stone never moves; it stays stationary, whereas the runner stone is the thing. It's the runner, it moves. So that's a big misconception. Both of them are moving at the same time. The reason I think this is important for local food is because I want these farmers that want to practice the crop rotations. Please do that. Like, grow an acre here, an acre there. Harvest it. We'll get it clean, and then we will mill it into flour for you. I will bake it. Well, I will use some to bake with, but then you can contract me to mill it, and then we can give it back to you, and you can sell it on your farm. You can use your internet sales and stuff like that just to keep it all on the farm. Landrace wheats, heritage grains, ancient grains, all that good stuff. They have much more flavor to them, and whenever I bake, I'm all about flavor first, and then the baking properties of the flour come into that. We're gonna start the flow of the grain before we get the stones going. So the stones are going now. I'm going to bring the stones together so that the runner stone is going to start lowering. As you can see, the flour is doing its thing. I'm going to turn up I'm going to increase the feed rate just a little bit. So if you flip over the stone, you'll see angles that are drilled, or not drilled, but like carved into the stones. So those are called furrows and lands. So the furrows are actually like the crevices that are cut into it, and that's the thing. That's what actually starts the cutting motion. And then the lands are like the flat surfaces, which starts to emulsify everything together. If home bakers start using this flour, it's much better for the farmers because they're self-growing more of it, and we can really like take our the soil and the land can really come back to the farmer instead of just being contracted out for other stuff. This grinds so fine that you have a lot of dust. So it's feeling much better now. And you can see like large chunks of bran, which is really nice. Then you can see the endosperm, which is really fantastic. This is a soft white wheat, and stone milling, this happens. So if you clump it, give it the clump test, you see how it sticks like that? That's because all the germ is very like oily. Consider it like the egg yolk. So this is like a very nutritious, oily, nutritionally dense flour right here. This is stone milling. This is like the beauty of stone milling right here. I mean, look at that. It's incredible, really. If people want flour can be shipped, fairly easily and fairly inexpensive. I can mill it for you, depending on the orders. I can mill it that day if you got an order, and then the farmers can like distribute it that way. Or some of the grain that I'm having grown, same thing. Like say they want a certain flour, it will be milled that day. It will be shipped out that day. But yeah, culturebreads@gmail.com. We'll have like websites and all that stuff coming up as well whenever we get big time.